This episode is sponsored by Mountain Rose Herbs, Soulmates. Their online shop has literally everything good for the soul. Organically grown herbs, spices, teas, essential oils, botanical goods, and literally so much more.
I just love how passionate Mountain Rose Herbs has been when it comes to meeting the needs and doing it without compromising that organic quality. Their goal is more about the people, the planet, the plants over profit.
Mountain Rose Herb became Oregon's first zero waste facility, delivering us vibrant, tasty, and pesticide free plant based products with packaging that is environmentally friendly.
Mm.
And our favorite part is they partner with organic farmers and wild harvesters to supply the best ingredients.
So if you love Mountain Rose Herbs already, go ahead and learn more by heading over to mountainroseherbs.com.
And don't forget to use our discount code SOULFILLING10 to save 10% off your order. SOULFILLING 10.
So I know we're about to make a purchase using our code, but I cannot wait to get my glass teapot. It is so cute.
Girl, that glass teapot is on point. I wasn't even thinking about getting a glass teapot until put us on. I was like, this glass teapot though, this is a must have. This is a must have. So I'm thinking about getting that possibly too. I might just have to it's two on there, so I might get the other one that you don't get. or actually, matter of fact, don't tell me which one you get. So we just so happen to get but I may get that, and if I do get that, I'm probably gonna get some red rooibos tea to go inside of it. It's so delicious. It's one of my favorite teas. It has like a sweet taste to it. It's caffeine free. It's just amazing. It has a million health benefits. I just love it. It's delicious, and the fact that it's organic really just offsets it all. And then I'm also thinking about a personal fave, because Mountain Rose Herbs offers all, like, just a plethora of herbs. So I'm thinking about getting some more Irish sea moss, which is a huge Dr. Sebi herb that he always talks about, telling us how we need to have Irish sea moss. It has, I think, 94 of the 108 trace minerals that the body needs. And so, like, you almost have like all the minerals your body needs with just taking that one herb. So it's a very powerful herb, along with some more elderberry. Y'all know you got to be elderberried up right here with coronavirus going around, like keeping that immune system strong. So I'm thinking about getting those two. If I got it, like, I might get the teapot. We're gonna see. How about you, Code?
Yes, and I definitely want to get into some aromatherapy, and they have these amazing sampler kits. So I'm going to get their classic essential oils with things like cedarwood, eucalyptus, lavender, peppermint, rosemary, and a dozen more. And then some aloe vera to go on my hair and skin.
Ooh.
So guys, welcome to another episode of Soul Filling, where you get your soul fed. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Kobe.
And today we want to talk about normalizing things that need to be normalized. Because there's a lot of things out there that is normalized that probably shouldn't be. So let's talk about the things within ourselves, within our community, within the world that honestly needs to be normalized. So I know y'all been seeing one thing that I've been seeing the most on Instagram is normalize Black women having luxury. And I'm like,
yes. That part. That ain't normal.
It really made me think, because I never really thought about it. But I'm like, you know what? We do deserve a luxury. You know, we always talk about living a life of abundance. And I don't know what's more abundance than luxury. Okay, you feel me?
I love that. I agree.
Not only that, but supporting our Black luxury brands, because that's the other thing about it too. So many people will buy, will spend money on Gucci, Louis, you know, all these other brands. But then when it's a Black brand, it's, oh, that's too much. You know, they looking for the discount. And it's
Talk
like we
about
need
it.
to normalize the Black luxury brands as well.
I love that. Good
Yeah.
point. Because they're out there. We just have to look like we
Yes.
just have to look. And their quality, like, oh my gosh, their quality. So we just have to know what those brands are. And I couldn't even tell you some off the top of my
One
head.
of my favorites right now is Teflar. It's a purse company. And right now, y'all, their purses are sold out in the small, medium, and large because Black women are supporting y'all. We cleared out the whole site. I was like, dang, I didn't even get my bag. Everybody got to get their bag.
Put
And I
me
was out.
on.
Like,
Put
dang.
me
Are
on.
they?
They are, I want to say they're around 100 because they have 3 different styles. So I want to say they range from about 100 to 200.
Okay.
But
Okay. So
you've seen the bags before.
I think I've seen them because I think one of my former coworkers, Ola, shout out to her. She actually just released her new brand, Modern Chic. It's like just go to modernchic.com, I believe. I'm gonna get y'all the right one, but she sells like vintage clothing, and it's really cute. Like I got this really cute white romper from her. But anyways, I think she was showing me those purses because she was like, I need to have one. But
yes.
also,
I mean,
if y'all are
even the
looking
big
for,
got them.
oh
Okay.
yeah, I think those are it.
Those are
cute.
in.
You see the little seat, the T and the it's like a little
Yes.
symbol in the middle. Yes.
Oh, okay. I can, man. Okay.
I mean, if you talk
Put me
about
on.
luxury brands, I said brands. That doesn't sound right. Hold on, let me pull up one for
I can't pull up one
the
because
men.
I'm using my.
It's all good.
I want to pull up one, but it's in my
And you have a
messages and I'm
bunch of
using my phone to record. Hmm?
I know I was saying it's a bunch of clothing designers, you know, especially us being in Houston. There are a few boutique, Black-owned boutiques that have, you know, unique dresses and rompers and all
Yes.
types of, you know, pieces. So yeah, we gotta normalize that Black luxury and Black luxury brands. Okay.
Okay, and
Yes.
period.
Period.
Not bougie. We're not bougie just because we have expensive taste.
Right. If you can afford it, you earned it. You worked hard. You can buy it 3, 4, 5 times. Then what's the hurt? Now you should be spending your rent money on this, your light bill money on it. I wouldn't advise that. But I mean, if you make a smart, well thought out purchase, treat yourself.
Yes, and I want to shout out one for our men's. These are Black owned watches, and they are really cute. My brother has one, like, and I love his because it's like gold. So shout out to Incomparable, and that's spelled NCMPRBL, and on Instagram is Be Incomparable, and that's BENCMPRBL. And y'all, like, his watches are really cool. So like if you're trying to get some, and these are definitely not ads, obviously, but if you're looking for like something, get your man. They even have girl watches. I don't wear watches personally, but for the girls that wear watches, go over there. He's so nice, and they're pretty affordable, to be honest, and Black owned and luxury. So
Man, I love it.
Oh, and okay, I know, shout out because y'all know we just have Black Market. Shout out to my brother, but blackmarket.com, and that's spelled BLCK market.com, is a Black owned online store with which that luxury brand of the watches is on there. So if you just want to go to blackmarket.com, that's BLCKMARKET.com, go over there and shop. You could also become a vendor on the site, and for a very small price, you don't even get any of your, like, all the sales that you make are your own. So if you're listening and you have a Black owned business and you want to sell online, you better get in now because it's going to be huge. Go to blackmarket.com, sign up either to shop or have your shop on there.
Yes, come on, one time
for my bro, but it's gonna be huge. We're about to have our soul filling shirts on there. Anyways,
Yes.
okay. So I'm so
Thanks
glad you
for
brought up
the
brands because
Yeah.
hey, now I just want to shout out everyone.
I do. I gotta blank my phone off real fast just to
Okay, while
find.
you're doing that, I'm gonna tell them one more that I love. I just
Please.
bought from here. It's called ERA Vintage. And this is what I love because you get to meet the people that are just so amazing. And I bought a brown romper from there. And just last night I brought a like a blazer dress. Y'all, and it's blue. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And short, y'all know I like to show my legs. Anyways,
Yes.
E.R.A.vintage on Instagram, and please check out their clothes. It's just so many amazing Black-owned brands. So.
Yes. Oh, one more Black-owned brand. One of my old coworkers, she no longer my coworker, but she has a new boutique just released during the midst of this pandemic. She had been planning it for a while, and it's called Beyond Flesh. And the clothes, y'all, are so freaking, like, if you trying to get snatched, trying to be chose, trying to, whenever this world open back out again, trying to go out, turn up, have a girls' night, friend, date night, brunch, slay. I'm telling you, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. I was like, I need to buy everything on your whole entire site. Like, and she releases her pieces very, very selectively. Like, it's just she gets new releases every week. So you can't get what somebody bought like last week or 2 weeks because they be gone. Like, it's exclusive around here. So I'm just telling y'all might want to go to Beyond Flesh is where it's at for real, because that stuff is super cute. I've been meaning to tell y'all about this a while ago, but it slipped my mind. Shout out to Black-owned boutiques, luxury brands, clothing wear. We doing the dang thing out here. We just have to support.
Yes.
It's so true. And I don't even know if we had an episode. I feel like if we haven't had an episode about Black economics and how important it is, we gotta have that. But I know. Okay. We're gonna talk about what we need to normalize. We need to normalize Black people having money. Okay.
Girl, I wrote that down. That was number one, Black wealth.
Well, all right, then let's dive onto it because we're gonna need this Black wealth so we could buy these luxury experiences and buy from these luxury Black-owned brands. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I don't even know where to start. It's just so many aspects of wealth. I think, so just normalizing Black wealth, it's so many layers. So I'm thinking about from the media perspective. So we'll start at the media. So just how mainstream media kind of shines a light on Black people, that we are the culture that's not as well off as our other counterparts, which I feel like I don't necessarily agree, because all I know personally is stable Black people, but not all I know. But I know many thriving Black people, especially with social media. Apart from mainstream media, I think social media does give us that new inside way to see other. I was just looking on YouTube, because I like to look at houses and do home tours of like $800 million houses, $80 million houses, $50 million houses, and it showed like there are many communities of just Black people that are in $1 million homes. And so I wanted to change the narrative in our own belief system, our own personal belief system, to seeing Black people. I just want to first start off by just seeing us as Black wealthy people thriving in thriving, functioning communities where we're thriving. And it's just so many layers. But okay, that's one aspect. And then the other aspect of Black wealth is leaving and creating that generational wealth, that generational legacy. And we talk about this so much, but I just feel like, I think Black people, we are evolving to a state of, okay, now I'm done being in survival mode. now I want to not only just do well for myself on this while I'm on earth right now, but I also want to leave something, a legacy, some type of royalty, some type of something behind that, you know, the next generation of mine can carry along. So I want to normalize that. I want to normalize, you know, us not, well, basically us, hold on. Sorry, that's alarms. Okay, I just want to normalize pretty much us, and I lost the thought. I lost it. But basically just normalizing Black wealth.
Yeah, I think a huge part of that is just the practices and what we are teaching our children and what we are exposing them to. So just that money management, basically. I know a lot of parents, a lot of Black parents, because of my parents were bankers, they talked about money and finances and things like that with me. But I don't know, I'm not sure if those conversations are being had in other households about, you know, savings and investing and you know, portioning out certain things for bills and, you know, tithing and, you know, things like that. So we just need to normalize having those conversations about money and money management within the Black family as well.
Yeah, that's so good. And the thing with the reason why we have to normalize this is because once we normalize Black wealth, then we'll start to believe that we can have and obtain Black wealth, which we certainly can. And we also have to be able to see Black wealth. Like, we have to look at people and see, like, oh, okay, they have a real estate business, Black wealth. They have their own business. They work in corporate America, you know, and seeing, you have to see it to be able to believe it and normalize it. Because a lot of times we look at Black people, it's like struggling, you know, a lot of times, you know, the people just, even on the movies sometimes, like especially more back in the day, like they portray Black people as a certain type, and if that's all you see, or if that's all you lived, if you're in the neighborhood of all you lived, it's hard to see beyond that. But luckily, I think social media in this way is a great tool if you are following the right people, to be able to broaden your horizon and say, like, wow, this person's making all this money from YouTube, or this person has started their own boutique, or whatever it is, and you see it and you can do it. But I want to talk about the numbers a little bit. I was watching Anthony O'Neill, and he was talking about, like, basically how much money Black people have. And so in the wage gap between the net worth gap between white people and Black people is huge. So the media, so I guess I'll ask you the same question he asked. What do y'all think is the medium average household of white people? Like, what do you think, how much money they bring in on a yearly basis?
For white people,
Mm-hmm.
I think you sent us this video, or you shared this video with us, but and I still can't remember the numbers. But I'm
Me
gonna
either.
say for the average white person, I'm gonna say 50,
Oh, that's okay.
50,000.
I'll say 150,000 to
Okay.
200,000.
Yes. So I don't remember the exact number, but I know it's closer to $150,000. And for Black people, it was like $40,000 to $50,000 for the salary. And this is like with two people.
Mhm.
So and so that's such, it's such a huge gap. But what's even a greater gap is most Black people only have $9,000 to their name. And so,
Less than that. Some cases.
right. And yeah, in some cases we're in the negatives when it comes to net worth and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And y'all could go back and just know there's a gap. My numbers can be off, but just know there's a major gap. And of course we know it's because of systematic oppression and things of that nature. But let's look back at our history a little bit more. So we know that we can obtain this economic wealth because we've done it with Black Wall Street. even with let me look up the correct name. The Freeman Saving Bank, which we had right out of like slavery, where were able to accumulate what is now worth $3 million, which was mismanaged by the government and lost. But yeah, Black people had their own bank and was putting money in it, and then
it just got lost.
It was the congressional mismanagement of the Freeman Saving Bank. So which was $61,000, 161. Yeah, I don't know how to say numbers. Basically $61,000 deposited, which was basically nearly $3 million in 1874. And then of course we have Black Wall Street, aka Tulsa's Greenwood District, which was torn down. So all I'm saying is we have done it time and time again. Those are just two that most people know about. There's so many more that has been torn down, because not because of us, but because of people not wanting to see us do well. But I feel like we're in a day and time now that we have the world like on our back and like standing up for us. And so things are changing, and we can again get this economic wealth that a lot of Black people do have, but we just want more Black people to have it. So yes, it's possible, and I think we can definitely normalize that.
We definitely are normalizing it. It's happening right now, and it makes me think, like, right now more than ever, for us to really value wealth and get a new mindset, like, into thinking like money is not the root of all evil. Money is not something that's bad. All rich people are not greedy or bad and had to do something malicious to get their way to the top. Like, wiping out all these old narratives, some of which that was, brought up in my household, like thinking that, money was bad is a sense of greed if you want money. But obviously, like, money, like, based on history, money holds a lot of power. Going back to last week's episode when we talked about Black power, money holds a lot of power. And I think that the higher ups at that time knew that, because it wasn't until they seen Black people becoming organized with their money, that's when they're like, okay, hold on, we gotta do something here, because the real power is coming. So I feel like we really have to understand the power of money, the power of what it can do for your family, the power of what it can do for you, the power, it's so many benefits that money has, and it just wouldn't be wise of us to ignore that power. If we can choose, I don't want to go down the list of things that we can do and choose if we do have that power, but I do think we have to first get into the mindset of knowing and that money is a good thing to have. Money, a lot of money, is a great, even better thing to have, and figuring out and putting plans. But it goes back to what Kobe said earlier when she said it's more about that money management piece. Okay, yes, Black people, Black families, we know this system, the systematic oppression when it comes to finances in our day-to-day households and our workplaces. We know that because of the color of your skin, sometimes you can be offered thousands of dollars in your annual salary less than your counterparts. But even still, it's like we can still find a way, because although Black people, we hold one as a people, I don't want to just say as individuals, but as a people for now, I don't want to affirm this for the long term, but because this is all changing. But although we have earned the lesser amount, we can still use money management to find ways to invest in assets, things that bring money in your pocket, so that we can turn that 50,000. Well, yes, turn that 50 million, but no, seriously, but turn that 50,000 into, let's say, like, let's start small, into 60,000 next year. Turn that 60,000 into 80,000 the next year. Making progressive steps little by little at a time, finding ways that we can increase our income, not wait on your boss to give you a raise, or your paycheck or you to get 1 million hours of overtime. Because sadly, the way the system is set up, You can work 24 hours. They cap you off to where you can't become a millionaire with your paycheck. It's just impossible. So it's just, we have to find different strategies, money management ways. And I think some of the ways will be, it could be, and I don't really like to start with investing, and that's another way. I mean, I think it's important for us to invest, but I think people have the wrong idea about investing, like thinking you're gonna invest and then all your money problems gonna start off. Like when you think about investing, you're taking a percentage of what you earn, so your work income. So it's up to us to take that paycheck that our boss give us, be very strategic, take that work income and invest it wisely. Now, if you don't have anything to invest in, such as like you don't have an idea for a business, you don't have an idea for some type of event, business venture that can give you a return on your investment, the safest thing to do is to do the stock market. But if you have a plan and you have something that you want to build, something that you want to grow, something, whatever that is, whether it's real estate, whether it's your own personal business, whether it's whatever, a nonprofit, something, build that, pour into that thing, see, figure out, tweak. Like just because it don't give you the return that you want the first year, figuring out those little small tweaks that you can change that can possibly grow your income 10,000 extra more dollars. Like just figuring out these things as to ways how we can multiply what we already have so that we can get there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm over here unmuting myself and then mute myself. But just going back to one of the first things that you were saying is about the power. Like money isn't like evil or something like that. Like people can make money and make it, like we can make money off of this podcast. So it's an amazing thing. And so, but also money is power, because you have to think about it like this. If I have a business and it's making money and I can employ people like Black people at a good wage and support them and give them opportunity, then we're all winning. If I'm higher up in a position, if I'm now the manager of something at a company, now I have the power when we're hiring people to hire people who look like me and care about my community. I mean, if of course they can do the job well, you know. And so, so going higher in your company, attaining more money in your business gives more opportunity so you can make changes in the world. Like, you know, I started a nonprofit and I'm working on the back end on that. But if I had millions of dollars right now, instead of having my nonprofit, I would just go out and buy a building and house, you know, Black people, Black owned businesses in there without even thinking about it. But, you know, I'm doing another way, which is fine. But it's just like the more money we have, the more able we're able to make a change in the world, the change that you want to see. So money is not a bad thing. It's how you use the money. Are you using the money to change the world? You could have luxury, because we definitely believe that and we deserve that. But also it could stream even further to hiring people, to doing your business, to be able to inspire people. It's power. So it's the power to change your reality and others' reality and to make the world a better place.
Yes.
So so yeah, normalize getting that guap. Okay.
Normalize it.
So what other things do y'all think we should normalize?
Another thing for me, I think is very important to normalize is kindness and understanding. And I know right now, and especially in America, we are a huge melting pot. Like we're the only country, like this is a beautiful thing, the only multicultural country that there is in the world, like where you have every other country coming to settle in one place and call it home. And I think that's the beauty. And so with that, I know a lot of times it comes with, especially with the racial and the presidential and all of the things that's just going on, the calamity in the world that's just happening right now. I know in most cases, when something isn't familiar to you, or if it's different from your way of life, you most in that you don't understand that way of life, most our natural instinct is to be either come in fear, or we just disagree, write it off, or just if you were a super extremist, you just flat out hate it because it's different. And I just think we have to operate from a place of kindness. Like, and that's just all in all areas. Like, even myself, like, I don't have to, just because I disagree or if I don't do something a certain way of life, I don't have to be nasty or rude, or I don't have to, say hateful things to you. I can come with an open mind and listen and just hear you out. And in most cases, when we do that, guys, we end up learning about others, other cultures, other ways of doing things, ways of cooking, ways of reading, ways of different things. It's just like, I feel like we're all here to teach one another, and we all know something that someone else don't know. Like, even, and I know that a lot of y'all not gonna like this, but even Donald Trump, yo, I don't hate this man. I don't have a hate bone in my body for him, no matter all the bigotry that he's pumped out into the media about us. It's just still, I'm just trying to more so understand, like, why do you think that? Is it that why is it that way that, I mean, why is it that you feel that? And do I feel like I'm gonna change the way someone else believes or perceives me because I'm not matching their energy? No, but I can still take myself outside of the situation to try to learn and understand versus judge and write off people and talk negative about people, because I'm feeding into that same lower vibrational energy by doing that thing. So just coming from a place of compassion and understanding and kindness. I think we need to normalize that a lot more in all areas in America, well, in all over the world.
That's so cool, because I had saw something that said, let's normalize not needing to know what people are going through in order to be kind and compassionate.
Mm.
Definitely. You definitely had me until Trump. Nah,
I don't
nah.
hate them. I don't. I really don't. I don't hate anybody, but they hate me for some reason, but they don't even know me. It's like, how can you hate someone you don't even know? You don't even know. If you learn people, then you might find out they're not such a bad person after all. But
But also remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And though you don't have to have
really,
hate, you have to have understanding of like what people show you. But I do agree with you, like on the kindness factor, because I have a neighbor who's like dang near like a third daddy to me, who will help us with anything in our house. I literally go knock on his door if I need my bike pumped. He's gonna be there in 2 seconds. But at the same time, when I'm having lunch outside of my house, I hear them talking about different things that are going in the world that are different from me. And so I have to ask myself, like, this person and this family that's been my neighbor for years and years, who take care of me, whenever I need help, I go straight to them and I feel protected around them. And I'm like, how can we think so differently? So yes, definitely getting to know people can really change your view on things and not make you so quick to judge. But also being aware, but just being kind in general, I think, can't being kind for everything, whether you have a different religion, whether you have a different political party. Like, what is one of the one things that grinds my gears, I'm sorry, is when a Christian person, just because I love Jesus so much, is judging someone else for what they're doing in their life. Like, I like and really are just saying, like, you're not Christian because you're doing this and you're doing that, when we all have fallen short of the glory of God, and then we all have sinned. Like, just because my sin is this way and your sin is another way doesn't make you better than me. So instead of us judging so much, only God can judge. Only God can judge us. And so if we're able to be more kinder, and I think people who are kinder, if you're more kind, people are more apt to listen to what you have to say, apt to understand. But if you're going in with the energy that's so defensive and down, who's gonna be like, oh yeah, I want to serve the same God as you because you're you're being rude. So no, if you're coming from a place of love, then like, okay, maybe I will listen to what they're saying at the Democratic Party. Maybe I will listen to your views about Black Lives Matter. But you know, it's an up and down about that. But yes, I know we're talking about normalizing things, but it's just a two-way street. I definitely think that we should always be kind, because like I saw that quote after Chadwick Boseman died, and you know, people were making fun of him. Apparently, it's what I heard, because he got lost so much weight, right? And then they realized, oh wow, he had cancer and he died from it. And they're like, dang, you shouldn't have done that. But even if he didn't have cancer, and we're talking about this man's weight, you know, like Jasmine's quote says, like, doesn't matter if they're going through something or not, why not just be kind? If everything's going great for me, I'm gonna need you to be kind to me. You know, it doesn't matter if I have something or not. And so I think we really gotta normalize that, because I think what's normalized right now is really going after people, or really jumping to judge people first before we even get to know them.
Jumping to judge.
Yeah.
Something
So that's
else that I want to add on to that too is just how do I want to say this? I'm trying to look it up. It's called HALT, and it's something that is used in therapy. And I don't want to mess this up. It's so whenever you are hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, right? This is when most people aren't on their best behavior, right? This is when people are not the kindest they could be. You know, you are just liable to go off on someone. So just being able to recognize even your emotions within, and being able to halt, stop, and recognize that and say, okay, you know what? I'm hungry right now, babe. I didn't mean to, you know, go off on you like that. I'm really hungry. You know, can we get something to eat first, and then I'll be able to talk to you or have that conversation with you. You know, we get angry, stuff happens, right? We get mad all the time, but being able to say, you know what, I'm angry about the situation right now. This is probably like, let me cool off for a bit, and then we can talk about and discuss how to handle this situation, right? Lonely. When we are lonely, y'all, we are so susceptible to do certain things because we just want the attention of others. We just want to be around other people. So being able to recognize that in yourself and saying, okay, you know what, I'm lonely, so I'm not gonna go seek out this person. I'm not going to seek out certain things, this drink or these drugs. So being kind to yourself, being kind to other people, and thinking about what is the emotion that is behind this action, the way I'm acting. Last one is when you're tired, you're sleepy, cranky, right? You become another person. And so once again, just being able to recognize those 4 emotions, stop and just communicate with yourself, the people around you, about your emotions, what you're feeling, and being able to move through that.
what I heard from that is basically normalize taking time and not being so reactive, but more, what's the word? Proactive. I don't know.
Right. Aware of what you are.
Aware. Yes. Being more aware of your emotions.
Yeah. Because
and there's oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, we're so, like this morning, when me and my mom kind of got into it, I was so excited about I was watching an interview with Kev on Stage and Tabitha Brown, like they're 2 couples, and I was just so excited, like, whoa, you could really have the life that you want. God is amazing, God is good. So I like run down to my mom's bedroom to tell her, like, look, you could create the life you want, you know, all the stuff she already taught me, but like I like she needed a refresher because she's been down, and I don't like to see my mom down. But she was on the phone. I was like, I just gotta tell you something real quick. She's like, I'm on the phone. And then she's like, you interrupted my phone call, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, I'm sorry, mom, I just wanted you to be happy. But I could have just waited until she got off the phone, and then it brought up so many other things. Like she was really mad at me because she was talking to somebody she liked. But anyway, I'm more on that story off camera because I got some other things to say about that. But all I'm saying is my first reaction, especially, I don't think I'm good with, I don't think I'm considerate with other people's time. But anyways, that's another story too. But anyways, what I'm saying is I get excited and I like to share things. It's a reaction that's just so impulsive. And sometimes we have to slow down and think like, is this the right time to bring this up? Or is this the right time to go off on someone? Or, things of that nature.
Exactly.
That was such a tangent.
Oh God.
No, but that's real. That's that awareness of just being able to see. And Jarvis likes to call it being able to read the room. Like being able to know when to do and say certain things and when not to say certain things. Cause yeah, I can use some work in that area as well. I've gotten a lot better with knowing that phrase, but I mean, we all have our own moments, and we have those moments, but we learn from them. When you have that moment, you see what happens, so then moving forward, and then next time something happens, you just know, okay, I'm on the phone, so okay, I'll come back. So I think it's a fun exercise to learn how to gauge in certain situations. But I did want to go back to what Kobe was saying when how you said, so it was hungry,
Angry, lonely, and tired.
angry, lonely, and tired. So, and this is crazy because I know for sure, like scientifically, when you're hungry, it lowers your I know it lowers your glycemic level. And so that is it also stems with some type of hormone that's being secreted, and I should know this, but I can't remember. I'm a little rusty right now. But some type of hormone that's being secreted, your happy hormone, it's depleted at that point in time. So like when they say your blood sugar is low, and I know Kobe knows all about this because she's the master in vitals. But when your blood sugar is low, that saying of being hangry and more irritable is real because you have nothing in your system. So definitely when you eat, it seem like it's shifting your mood. And I just think that's so cool. It's just a random tangent fun fact to throw in, because I find myself living that. Like I just be like, oh yeah, but then when I eat something, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
It just reminds me of that Snickers commercial when they like hungry, eat a Snickers bar.
Right. But and the reason why they're saying that is just to get some glucose in your blood, some sugar, some carbohydrates, so you can be good again. Our body need these things.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, and that's it. And that also, I don't know about science and stuff, but I know how I feel. But like also with like eating healthy and stuff, can help with the tiredness. Like a lot of times that we're tired because they're not eating the right foods and getting in the nutrients that we need. But anyways, so a lot of things could come from just eating. Yay.
Right? Just being kind to yourself, because the thing was, when Jasmine was talking about kindness and compassionate, also being kind of, the outwardly part, but also being kind and compassionate with yourself by making sure your needs are met, making sure you are fed, making sure you are feeding, not being angry, not being lonely, and not being tired. So, nurturing those needs so that you can be kind to other people. So being kind to yourself so you can be kind to others, right?
Right.
That part.
It was that saying that Tabitha Brown says. She's always
look,
like,
you gotta have a good day, and if you can't, don't go messing up nobody else.
And that's
period.
Okay. Honestly, if you can't say nothing, just be quiet for real, because don't be messing up nobody else's day. Have no bad day on your own.
But that's why self-care and like you said, make this normal to where you care for yourself is so important. Because like, let's be honest, if you're not caring for yourself, you can't just take, well, you could take a day off from work, but you can't take a month off from work, a week, 2 weeks off, 2 months off from work. So this is why it's important, like in your weekly, daily lifestyle, make it a lifestyle, a whole lifestyle, 365, to take care of yourself. Because I was dealing with that a while ago where I was just on go mode, like feeling like I had to be there 365 for my mom, being there 365 for my man, being there 365 for Eva, being there 365 for my grandma, for my everybody. And I was just being 365 for my job, for soul feeling free. But it was just like overwhelming. And it was like, I can't stop doing these functions, but since I'm so depleted, I'm not a joy and a pleasure to be around. Because, well, at least I don't feel like I am, because I'm so drained, I'm so tired, my energy level is low, I'm irritable, I'm like short, I'm temperamental. So it's just like, when you take care of yourself, you'll find that you're more vibrant, you're more uplifted, you're more lighthearted, kind-hearted, you're more able to just be happy and have fun. So I definitely think making self-care, loving yourself. What'd you say, Kobe? How'd you call it? But basically,
Being
just
kind to
loving yourself,
yourself. Yeah.
like make that a normal thing, because that was one of the things for me, like making that normal, because you can't pour into other people if you're not good.
And what goes into that too, because I've been dealing with the same thing, obviously, but with jobs, also just normalize saying no, because or normalize speaking up for yourself and letting your people know what you need. And I say
Mm,
that because, like, I have different, like, a lot of different commitments right now, and whew, it's tough. Like, it's really tough because you want to be the best at everything that you're doing, but at times you have to just be like, you know what, I can't make it to this meeting, I need this time off, and I need to move other things around, like, and I have a thing with always saying yes, because I think I could do everything. But it feels so much better when I'm like, okay, no, but we could reconvene at a different time. Like, no, but catch me up on what you're saying in this meeting. No, I can't go live today. Like, and it's okay. And you a lot of times you thinking to yourself, oh my God, they're gonna hate me for this. Like, they're not. But honestly, like, a lot of people understand, like, okay, well, we'll see you in the next meeting too, or we'll send you the notes. We'll send you the Zoom video so you can catch up on things. And it's like, wow, okay, love yourself enough to know that, yeah, you're worthy of being able to say no and still hold value.
mm,
So you have to make room for yourself, because you aren't going to be happy with all the commitments that you are committed to, whether that's your man or your grandma or an extra client. So because it's going to be better for you and them, because if you are feeling drained, especially because of them, you're going to start to resent that place or that person, because, like, shit, I gotta do all these things for you. Like, no, you created this task that you have for yourself. For me, I didn't do this. You could have said no, or reorganize things in the way, or set up boundaries. So
oh, that's good.
Why was that one I wrote down, Tiffany?
hey, we're soulmates.
No, but look,
Mm,
seriously, I know all women don't have this problem because they can speak up for themselves. But there is a lot of women, especially Black women, who don't want to speak up sometimes because they don't want to make a scene. And I'll give you an
mm,
example. Jayla was at Chipotle the other day, and she said, she was going through the line, and some, like, one of the people added something that she really didn't want. And instead of, making a scene and like making them create the whole thing over again, she just kind of let it go and just, kept on going. But it just made me think, like, how many times just us as
mm,
women, or just as people, we just don't speak up and tell people about themselves, or say something is wrong because we don't want to make a scene, or we don't want to make other people feel bad, or we don't want to seem or appear or come off a certain way. So yes, yes,
mm,
yes, just normalize speaking up for yourself and the things that you want, not sugarcoating things, emphasizing your boundaries and
mm,
whatever it is that you have set for yourself, with work, relationships, being out in public, at restaurants, whatever. Just yes, speak up.
Setting
Don't
those
be afraid.
boundaries.
It is so key, and it seems so minuscule, but it could literally change your life.
Yeah.
It makes me think of another things that we need to normalize, which we talked about being authentic, and we have, I think that's episode 2 of Soul Filling Podcast.
Mhm.
But make being yourself normal, because like you said, Jazz, Kobe, we could always hold back. We could hold back of telling a joke or speaking up with something is in our spirit, or just being ourselves. And like right now, as I'm like talking to other people, like dating wise, it's just like I actually have to force myself to be myself. Like, oh, should I send this? Well, you know what? F it. Let me send this, because they gonna need to know who I am for real. This corny joke, you're gonna get this corny joke right now. Okay. If I'm talking about what I really want, like you gonna know. You're just gonna know, because like I have to be myself, and we have to normalize not trying to be something for someone else. But because you have to let them love you for who you are. And if they don't, it's just not the right person, place, or thing. Okay.
Right.
And I'm real big on that, because the people who value you rather, and they value who you are. So I'm not ever gonna be somebody else, you know.
Exactly. They're not going to apologize for being who I am,
No, can't.
I
And
love
then
that.
what a life is that, we have to, I don't even believe in conforming anymore. Like, if I went to a job interview right now, I mean, it might be a little tamer than this, but I'm coming as myself. But that's,
That
yeah,
part. That
because
part.
it goes beyond the depth of who I am. It goes beyond to what God is for me. Because like what I realize is like, it don't we really think that people have a say over our lives. They don't. We
Mm,
do our thing. We do the work. We do the work. But at the end of the day, if God opens up a door for you, that's your door. If He closes one, that's the one that you do not need to enter. Or if He ends one, kicks you out of one, sometimes it's either a lesson or you're not supposed to be there. So, we worry about, what if I do this or what if I do that? We always go back to like, if it's from good intention,
mm.
if you put your best foot forward, but now you're doing what's best for you, at that moment, God got to handle the rest. Like, look, Dad, this is as far as I could go. I need you to handle the rest. And He'll work it out for you. That's why I'm saying it goes beyond us. So we have the power to be able to be ourselves. Because while people think that they could have a dictator over your life, we know who really does, who really makes the miracles.
That's good. That everything, like, and it just makes
Told
me
you, okay.
Period.
period. Because it's like so many times, and I'm speaking from personal experience, because me and Jarvis is crazy. We were just having this discussion 2 weekends ago, and it's that not wanting to rock the boat mentality, that I don't want to stir stuff up, and a lot of it, we were talking, and I think some of it can come from conditioning. I know just growing up for me, a lot of times it would be like, wear this because it'll make grandma happy, or do this because it'll make your dad proud, or do this because this is something your aunt really wants you to do, or, and so sometimes, and I can't solely blame it on that entirely, but even society, when you're around your friends, your peers, do this because this is the cool way of doing things, do this without, or because, this is the status quo, or everybody's going in this direction. So I just feel like we give so much power to external factors, and that's really what it's been for the long haul. And I think you said it too, like, we don't have to try to conform for someone to like us. If we're not trying to get everybody to like us, we don't want everybody. We only want the people that genuinely mess with you, like genuinely cut for you, genuinely are there for you. That's who you should want to like you. Someone that genuinely believes the way you believe, genuinely thinks not, and of course you won't think and believe everything, but if they genuinely rock with this particular thing that you do, like that's who you want, not someone that's gonna pretend and say this is what I like just because this is what the masses are doing, or just because this is what their dad said they should do, or this because they big brother do that, so they want to do it too. No, you want someone that genuinely, because if it's genuine, it's going to be able to withstand the test of times. It's going to be able to go for the long haul. It'll be there, like just the impression that it will leave on you in your life. It will, or you may leave on someone else's life because it's genuine. It's just unreal when it's something that's coming from the heart versus something that you're just trying to do to please. And so I just feel like we have to get out of that mindset of doing things, because we were saying this was kind of taught to us similar to the go to school, get good grades, and then get a secure job and you're gonna be set. Just go through life, be nice to everybody, don't rock the boat, and then you gonna fit right in. It's not about that though. It's about
It don't work like that.
it don't work like that at all.
Don't work like that.
Because people will choose to like you or dislike you for whatever reason, whether you being nice to them or not. Like, you notice some of the, like, Kobe wasn't the nicest person when you played basketball. Like, Jordan was cussing out his teammates, like going off on people, but people still loved them for who they were. It wasn't about pleasing everybody. It was just about being good. And if, like you said, if it was coming from a genuine place, like I'm not cussing you out because I hate you. I'm cussing you out because I want to win, and my desire is to get championships and to be the greatest player to ever play the game. And that's my intention. And so wherever your intention is, don't get it confused with trying to be nice and trying to, please everyone, so that we don't rock the boat.
Girl, why you all up in my notes? Why?
Girl, I'm peeking through the screen.
No. But seriously, something you said at the beginning made me think of one of my points. And I saw a video, and it was Gilbert Arenas, the basketball player. And he was talking about his relationship that he has with his son. And this was really like a PSA for sports parents, like, people who have children that play in sports. And, like when, your child goes up for a shot and they miss it, or they, miss that wide open layup, and then they look into the crowd and they looking for to see what their parents' reaction is. And you see them flopping their hands up, getting real upset and angry. And he was just talking about, he does not do that. He does not react when his child messes up, because it's teaching him and showing him that he's going to make mistakes. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to miss that game winner shot. You're going to miss that layup. You're going to make a mistake. But what happens is when you react like that, it is now teaching your child that like they're not going to want to shoot again, or they're going to get on this little period where they just not shooting. It's just bad shot after bad shot after bad shot after bad shot. But if you just don't react and you just, hey, that was a good shot. It's good. You good. Like, bounce back.
Yes.
So don't even react. Then they'll want to, keep making more shots, right? They'll want to keep doing good. They're not looking at failure and thinking to themselves, dang, I'm a F up because I messed up or because I failed. And so I just thought that was something that just on a deeper level made me think about, that conditioning as a child, especially playing sports. How it can build into an adult who now doesn't want to say anything because they're afraid their boss is going to, look at them a certain way, or they don't want to, speak up and own up to certain things because they're afraid of what their coach is going to say, their boss going to say, their spouse, parent, whoever. So you don't want to be a bench looker, parent looker. That's what he called them, bench looker.
That's good.
Okay.
It's
okay.
It's okay.
My dad used to say, next play, next play, next play. And I feel like I sold this before, but that's like his thing, next play. But now in life, he says the same thing, like, next play. We can't let our failures or mistakes or our past experiences dictate how we really, like, it could get us stuck there, It could get us stuck, like, oh, I'm not going to date again because this man did me wrong, or I'm not going to ever trust a somebody because of this, stuff like
Really?
that to keep us stuck. But no, it's like, nah, brush it off. You did that. Now you're learning from that next play. And like that's just a testament to just say like normalize making mistakes. Like
Girl,
that's
you just stole the word out of our mouth.
Yeah.
Let's normalize learning from your mistakes and not
Yeah.
being hard on yourself.
Yeah.
that's literally, it's like
That's
this
it.
whole podcast is basically like normalize life because um that's the thing. Like failures are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. What's beautiful is being able to get over those mistakes, those failures, and getting back on track or reaching a new limit, a new thing. And a lot of times, the Bible said everything is working out for our good. And so
Mm.
according to his will. And so, anyways, so these mistakes or these failures, these perceived failures, maybe just getting you prepared for your purpose or setting you up to be even more aligned in your purpose. So we have to look at these things and like, okay, you literally have to look at everything um and say, what can I learn from this? I'm a heavy, heavy, heavy believer in the most minuscule signs. We're into numbers. Like when we see 11:11 just passed and the smile came on my face because I'm like 11:11, we're on social podcast, it's about to reach millions of people. Like I just like, God just sends us so many different signs in different ways. So I think that we could just, if we just take the time to look around and pay attention, we'll see like, okay, this just is a setup, not a failure.
Right. Right. You either learn, but you never lose. You never lose.
We
You
ain't
always
lose.
you
But
don't.
everything with good intentions, of course.
Of course, of course. I mean, because I still believe in karma. I mean, you go out here throwing out some ill will gonna come back. Talking about I ain't gonna lose, I'm gonna do this. Nah, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't just be out here doing what you want to. Look, guidance and prayer and
And
good
good intentions.
intentions. That's what we talk about. We ain't talking about no badass intentions.
No bad.
Some failures, like Kobe was said, like you put that on yourself.
Yeah.
The stress you got is from yourself.
Facts.
That ain't nothing to do it. Anyways.
But yeah, so that's good. That's
The
good.
last thing I want to say about normalizing, because I know we are going like on a tangent, but for me, this is like so important that I couldn't leave out, is normalize healthy Black family dynamics.
So excited. That's so crazy. Why are we in each other's notes? I swear
Right.
that was gonna be the last one. I was like, after Tiff say this point, I'm gonna say the Black family.
Well, good. So we could build on that. Okay. No, but that's just the thing. Like, even with the fight with my mom today, like it wasn't even a fight. I'd be thinking any like type of little tension. I don't like tension. But even with what she was saying to me, she was like, I was like, Mom, I just want you to be happy. Like, she was like, Tiff, I taught you this. That's why you know this. She was like, but you could really help me out by clean up your room and do like that. That's what could be making me happy. And I'm like, dang, like it just made me think back to like, she really kind of put into my perspective. Like I was like telling her, like, you could really create the life you want. Because lately she's been telling me like she hasn't been feeling fulfilled and she's just been feeling down and stuff like that. Meanwhile, me and my brother are just like doing the most. Like my brother's running Black Market, he's taking the leap, and I just left my job. I feel like I'm stepping into like a new beginning. But when she was just like, to make me happy, you could do little things. Like your words are great, but what about these actions? I was like, ooh, it's like you could take out the dishes and stuff like that. And I'm like, ooh, I'm busy, Mama ain't got no time. But it just made me think of why I'm able to do the things that I've been able to do. I was able to save because I've been able to live in my mother's house rent free. I was able to believe in myself because my mom has always spoke over my life. Like I'm able to take a real leap of faith because at the end of the day, I know if anything happens, my mom's gonna be there for me. So I had to really think about that. I was just like, all this like right happened right before the podcast. I was just thinking to myself, I was like, she was just talking about like how she's tired. And I didn't think about who does she have to lean on other than God to be able to, if anything goes wrong, because she's been really like, she carries the family. And so what I'm saying from that is, I know we're talking about healthy black dynamics, but I think that a lot of times, like, I think it's healthy that my mom was able to provide for us in such a way so that we could create the life that we want. But I also think it's very healthy that we were able to have that conversation that brought light to, you know, that thing, you know, even something as healthy of having a healthy relationship. And like you were saying, understanding things and when people are coming from and not being defensive. Like I still was just telling you that I'm like, ooh, you know, I have to now change some things. And so that I'm just saying healthy dynamics in every way, healthy in which we are passing on an inheritance, healthy in which we're communicating in an effective way and things of that nature. But that's just a minuscule type of thing that I was talking about.
That is huge. That is not minuscule whatsoever.
I just
Because
feel
it's
like
like how are we gonna create this wealth, this legacy, if we can't even communicate with the people we love? I want to normalize. I want to normalize good relationships within the family. Like so many times, and especially in Black families, and I can't necessarily say, well, let me just leave it at this. So many times in the Black families that I know, I'm just gonna speak from personal experience, that you hear the phrase, don't do business with your family. You never want to do business with family because family mess you over and did this, that, and the third. But it's like, let's normalize creating more responsible family members that can do business together, that can communicate effectively, that now, is it, I'm gonna say do business with every single one of your family members, and you know all he like doing playing video games all day, eating Cheetos on the couch? No, maybe he need a little bit more work. And then maybe about 5-10 years and he see you going so hard with your cousin, brother, sister, auntie, somebody, that then they get motivated to get on their stuff, and then you can still allow them in. Because I think a lot of times we get this notion like, I don't want to do business with family ever, and we don't have enough grace for, you know, the family members that are coming along on their journey at the specific time that they are. Like, we just have to be a lot more compassionate and understanding within the family dynamic, but well, in a more personal, immediate family dynamic, I just feel like communication so that we can get to the wealth and the generational wealth and whatever else power that we want. I feel like it does come from being able to communicate effectively on all levels and having understanding and having that grace, because it goes back to us normalizing learning from our mistakes. So just because your family member makes a mistake doesn't mean you have to write them off and never do business with them ever again. Like that's just not a realistic thing, but you can. It's a a twofold thing, because you have to have discernment, and you have to know how to basically have discernment, knowing when who's ready for what and who's not ready for what, and being able to see that this they are or they aren't, or maybe once they do become ready, being able to see that, okay, this person is a changed man, this person is a changed woman, they're really serious about things, and having that grace to open up so we can build these legacies. And but I think, yeah, family, normalizing family. So many times we often see the single mom household in a Black family. We
Jazz, can
often
I say
see.
something about the working together real quick?
Hmm?
I said, can I say something about working with your family real quick?
Yes, yes.
Because that is very true. And I just want to share this because I've heard the same thing. Like someone just recently told me, like, hey, don't have your friend, like, be careful of like having your friends on your board for a nonprofit. And I'm like, all of my friends are on my board, like all of my friends. But I did have that discernment, and they are amazing, and like they're dedicated to the cause, and it's crazy. And then like we work together, And then also I even told myself like, oh, I don't know if I'll ever work with my brother. And he just hired me like a month ago. And but this, and then even Ola, one of my former coworkers and like one of my best friends, she hired me like a few months ago to do some extra work for her as well. And one of the things I told her is like, if you need to fire me, let me know, because I value our friendship more than this payment ever. In the sense, and I go into like business relationships with family and friends like that. Like if my brother needed to fire me because I'm not doing something well, let me know, because I don't take no hard feelings when it comes to shit like that. I'm sorry, I really don't. Like I will always choose the family and the friendship over the work, unless the work is like something very profound or something like that, you know. But if
Right.
it's something like I'm doing your social media, like you could hire someone else for that. I care about the family dynamic. And so like if for some reason soul filling became toxic, which it will never, I will always put our friendship above this podcast. Like some things just matter more. And I think if
Right.
people go into relationships like that and that understanding, like I'm gonna do the best I can. If I need to walk away, I'll walk away. But this relationship at the end of the day, most of the time, is more important than whatever minuscule you're on hand. Because I see my brother let people go and stuff like that with the swiftness. But and that's one of the reasons why I was like, I don't know if I would ever work with my brother. But then I was just like, well, I know why he let people go. But if you need to let my ass go, just know that you ain't letting my entire ass go, because I'm gonna be at your house Sunday. You know?
I love that. And I love that. And my last thing I wanted to just piggyback off of that, because I think that's so important to even see, because it made me, I was thinking the other day, like Beyonce, her mother used to be her designer. She used to design all of their clothes, and her dad, I think, was her producer, right?
Her manager.
Her not producer. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah. So he was her manager. And so it's just like, although, although she had to evolve and go to the next level, doesn't mean that she don't love her mom anymore. It doesn't mean she doesn't love her dad anymore. And a lot of times when people think we have to fire someone, they're thinking it's a bad thing, but it's just the evolutionary thing. Like, you held me down to reach the amount of people that I was able to reach in that particular point in my life. But now, I mean, and I would hope as my mother, you would want me to go now be a face of, I don't even know, I don't want to say too many Black owned designers, but Fendi, Louis, or, Prada. It's okay that you're not designing my wardrobe and attire. So
Right.
I just think that we have to be willing to evolve, and being willing to evolve. Once we evolve as a company or a person, we just still have to be open, even if you are working with family, to find a way to evolve together and not have those hard feelings. And I love how you said, like, if you fire me, you're not firing all of me. We still family, and I'm still gonna be at the house on Sunday. So
Yeah.
I just think that evolution is important to know.
Yes. And
Beautiful.
then one of the other things I have to say with that is just like, even like normalizing a 2-parent household. A lot of times we've seen people growing up like without, a father figure, or having their parents together, or whatever it is. And sometimes we're like, oh, that's so normal. Now I don't want to get married. Like, what's the point? Everybody, da, 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 da. No, like there are actually people out here that are building legacy, that are loving each other completely, and are raising children that love each other, like, that are built in love. And like, we don't, me and Kobe, we were talking about this, like, it doesn't have to be a struggle love. Like, it could be like,
Right.
nope, there are going to be struggles, but it ain't gotta be a struggle. Like, you ain't gotta die or nothing. You can really love each other and stand on the foundation of God and raise amazing, great kids. And I think that we just have to amplify that more. It goes back to, what are you seeing? Who are you talking to, and who are you around? Because that's going to dictate, your visual on how life is supposed to be. And so, yeah, that's all.
My
So,
last one is just on a personal and professional level. And it was inspired by our last two podcasts about going all in. and cherishing the day and the recent passing of Chadwick Boseman. And it's just, yeah, let's normalize going all in. Let's normalize cherishing each day and every moment. And if you follow Michael J. Pittman on Instagram, he stay going in, snatching wigs, snatching edges, because he gonna tell you how it is. And so look, he said procrastination is a form of pride. You assume you're entitled to as much time as you want to do what God told you to do. This is causing you to delay your obedience. Pride is a sin. Therefore, procrastination is a sin. So you need to repent for procrastinating. Somebody said,
Okay.
Mike, get off my back.
That
I'll
hurt.
start tomorrow. Unbiblical. That's unbiblical. Proverbs 27:1 is pretty clear. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Tomorrow starts now. So your prayer today, repent and apologize to God for taking the time he has given you for granted. Then get moving. And girl.
Okay. Y'all, that was really on my
Don't
neck.
take it. On all up on it.
Okay.
So yes, don't take it for granted. Look, you stepping on all our toes, but just
I ain't know I was sitting all this time.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Oh,
Normalize
okay.
going all the way in. Go all in. Leave it all on the court. Leave it all out there.
All in. All in. I love that. I'm definitely gonna do that. We're gonna have to end on that note because that was just too good.
All
That
in
was
on our relationships, our friendships, our, the work that we do and the work that we put out, going all in with our money. I find everything that we said is just about going all in.
all in. Yes. Yes. So, oh guys, what time is it? It is affirmation time. It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in to the Soul Filling Podcast, we always end our podcast with a positive affirmation. So what the heck is an affirmation? An affirmation is any statement that you are using to transform your life. Either you're transforming your life for the good or you transforming your life for the not so good. Even in the Bible, it states, let the weak say, I am strong. So on those days when you're not feeling like your best self, you're not feeling as strong as you want to be, still don't affirm negative things of your life. Instead, affirm things like I'm getting better and better each and every day in every way. My life just works out. All good comes from this and through this. Just speak some positivity over your life. I'm affirming that there are millions, billions, trillions of y'all out there tuned in. And it's 3 of us. And we're going to go ahead and end this thing off with our positive affirmations. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I am able.
I am going all in. I had to steal that from Kobe.
I am normalizing being my authentic, true self and doing what I was put here on this earth to do.
Write that down. That's a good one.
Just let them know where to find the people.
Yes, soulmates, please leave your affirmations down below wherever you're watching us, because we go live on Saturdays on our YouTube channel. Just type in Soul Filling Podcast, subscribe to us there. We're on Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts. But if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or any platform, just head over to Soul Filling Podcast, write something soulful and sweet, and make sure to give us a 5-star rating so more people could listen to this podcast and get their soul fed. Yes. And also, you can follow us on all the social media platforms. Just type in Soul Filling Podcast. That's SOULFILLING, and we'll be there to comfort you with our arms.
Yes. And also, if you have not done so already, right now, stop what you're doing and go head over to our Patreon. Y'all, we are on Patreon, and we are just, we look forward to doing this, and we look forward to meeting with you all, and we just want y'all to go over and support, show us some support. If we've said anything or done anything ever that moved you, that resonated with you, something that just spoke to you, go ahead and support us on Patreon. Again, that's so feeling. Head over to Patreon. All right, we love y'all. Until next time, guys.
Love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.